a seared duck breast with a port wine and cherry sauce.
And I'm gonna be making classic Haricot Verts with crispy duck fat potatoes. All right, so these are little Yukon Gold potatoes. All right, we are gonna start this in a cold pot. Before I put my potatoes in, we're gonna get a couple punches of salt to season the water.
That water needs to be salty like the ocean. It just makes things taste more. So, potatoes in the water. Okay, duck breasts. When we look at a duck breast, look at it, duck breasts are red meat. So we are going to cook our duck breasts to rare and then let them rest to become medium rare. We are going to take our duck breast, lay it right down on our cutting board, and we are going to score the skin, very gentle, smooth strokes, and I'm cutting through the fat all the way to the flesh, and then I stop. And then I'm going in the other direction. I'm dragging my knife through this. I'm not crashing down. By scoring this, it allows the fat to escape. Now I have my duck breasts ready. I am going to salt them. It's like snow on the mountains. Now I have my saute pan and we lay them in there, nice and gentle. I'm rendering the fat out. That's why we're starting in a cold pan. We want to do this very gentle, so we're bringing it to medium and then we're turning it down.
All right, I'm gonna check my potatoes really quick. Slip it in. Oh, how does that feel? And now I'm gonna take this where I have placed a colander. So we're just gonna shake these dry. Leave your colander here, share your colander.
Look at what I've got going on here.
Wow.
A nice fat pan full of fat. Oh yeah, that is sexy. Liquid gold. Once you start to see your pan full of fat, drain it, save it, because you need it for your potatoes anyway, so that's also part of your mise en place.
So Haricot Verts is a fancier name, but it is a different type of green bean. It's longer, it's skinnier. And we're going to blanch, shock, and drain. We're gonna trim these, right? I am going to blanch these green beans. I'm gonna put this back on. We want an aggressive boil.
So, does anyone know what this is? What is it? It's a shallot. So, this is a cousin to an onion. All right, it's a little sweeter, it's not quite as sharp, it's used a lot in French cooking. So I'm gonna cut this guy in half and cut it in half right in the middle. All right, to the back, but not through the back. One time through the middle. See, I'm pulling my knife through. Okay, and then downtown. So then, for my sauce, I have cherries. All right, just put the cherry in there. This works for olives too.
We have a nice clean knife, and I have these beautiful cooked potatoes. What we're gonna do is just have these, super simple. So we have a nice exposed, cooked, flat surface to accept all that lovely duck fat and crisp up.
I accept your duck fat.
Just taking the tip of my knife and I'm slicing. It's so tender.
Jeff's cutting his potatoes in half. I am cutting my pitted cherries in quarters. Now, I'm bouncing back over to duck. Ooh, I know, sexy. I am gonna take my duck breast out of my pan for a second. I put this back on my burner and I'm gonna bring this up to a high heat. I'm going to put my ducks in the pan on a high heat. Brown them again on the skin side and turn them over and get them on the bottom. Like, remember, there's space all around them so the steam can escape, so I'm not steaming these. And then we're gonna sear this on the bottom. We turn our duck breasts over and we get them really nicely browned on the bottom. The meat thermometers, you guys, find the thickest part and get it in there. 115 degrees. I think that's gonna be good. I'm gonna let this hang out. I am letting it hang out.
Yeah, your skin side up too, right? You spent all that time making it crispy. If you put it skin side down,
it'll get Sauk City.
It's gonna get Sauk City.
All right. See this crud on the bottom of the pan? So this is all flavor. Oh, remember my shallots? All right, so give it a little salt. We're doing what we call sweating the shallots. That is sauteing them without adding any color. So we have port wine. This is also very, very flammable. Now turn your burner up screaming high. Pull your pan off the burner. Pour the port in there from another container and you can tip it forward. It's on fire. Ooh, there we go. There we go. We really want to scrape the crud off the bottom of the pan. All right, so we'll just keep this going and we're just reducing.
So now I'm gonna take that non-stick skillet. I'm gonna take some of that duck fat. So the hotter it gets, the looser it gets. Put some salt at the bottom, cut side down.
Right, and so that cut side's gonna get really nice and brown, right? Because that's what's touching the pan.
Yep.
And that's sexy.
And that's really sexy.
Yeah. Chives, a member of the onion family. So we're going to cut them very beautifully and we are going to use them right at the very end. All right, so you guys see, I cut my chives, mise en place container. So I just added some more chicken stock. Now I'm gonna add some salt to this as well.
Almost done here. I'm flipping these guys. Gorgeous. Salt high up, move the fingers. I have this pan here. I'm gonna use this again for my green beans. We're gonna add this shallot directly in here. I'm gonna add some olive oil, just a little bit. I'm going to season the shallots right in there. Now we can toss this.
I added my cherries to my sauce. When we're just about done with our sauce, I want you guys to add red wine vinegars, all right?
My green beans, my Haricot Verts are done. I need to season this again. A lemon. I'm just actually gonna hit it with a little zest. Now we add the acid, just a couple squirts.
So I've turned the burner off, but my sauce is still warm. And we just swirl that in there because you want that butter to incorporate into the sauce. I am just going to slice the duck breast and we do a number of small slices, like decent sized slices. And you keep them all together and then we're gonna plate. I transferred the duck on the knife and then I'm kind of opening it up to fan it around. Okay, and then the very last thing, sauce. I'm getting the cherries first and then let the cherries sort of fall around where they want to. And then we do the saucy part. Now we do it around the meat and not on the meat because these are big flavors. We give it a sprinky dink of chives. What do you guys think?